Hey guys, I'm back again, and today I have for you just a video to talk about the final list of the book suggestions for my book club. This is a suggestion list that has been compiled from the suggestions from the members for the year 2014-2015. So quickly, this is how it's going to work. They have this list, and what they're going to do is they're taking this month and next month to go over the list and to choose 7 books they'd like to read next year. When we meet up for our last meeting on the 28th of June, which we'll be discussing Super Sad True Love Story, we will also vote to see which books will be chosen. So usually what happens is here we have on the list 20 books, and usually some books start to pull off at the beginning, and then we wind up with our 7 books. If we have some ties, then we just vote with the members that are present. So I'm going to go through the list with you, and some of these books I have, but as you know, my garage and work situation. So I'll be putting a picture here so that you can actually, you know, say, oh yeah, I recognize that, or oh, yeah, I need to read that, or no, I need to go on Goodreads. Okay, so the first book on the list is called Inverted World, and this is by Christopher Priest. It's 310 pages, and it's a sci-fi that was written in 1974. I personally don't think I'll be choosing this one, but anyway. Next book on the list is The 12 Tribes of Haiti by Ayanna Mathis. This is 256 pages. It's historical fiction, and it was published in 2012. Now, I was encouraged by Kim Lechelle to pick up this book. She really liked it, and she was very lucky enough to go and see the author speak in her town. And she said, oh, you got to read this book. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, I'll read it eventually. Next book on the list is Les Nymphéas Noires. Okay, so this is a book. It's in French. I don't know if there's a translation. There might be. It's by Michel Bussy. And basically, it's a mystery that takes place in Giverny, which is the town where Claude Monet lived. This is 437 pages and was published in 2011. Next on the list is The Bone Garden by TESS GERRITSEN. This is 370 pages, not quite sure when it was published, but it is basically a mystery thriller, and it is the 5th in a series called The Medical Thrillers. I don't know. If you know something about it, link it below. Next is The Green Veau, which is by George Mackay Brown. And this was published in 1970. It's about 256 pages. And it's basically takes place in Scotland on one of the islands there. And basically it's a story about some kind of military project which invades one of the islands. And it shows how it turns everybody's lives upside down. Next is The Last Quarter of the Moon by Chi Zhijian. This is, I guess you could say, it's literary fiction from, it's based in China, and it was published in 2013. It's 320 pages. Next on the list is Sweet Tooth by Ian McEwan, 320 pages, was published in 2012, and basically it's set in 1972. And it's about a young Scottish girl who is recruited to work for the MI5, which is the, you know, the British Secret Service. The next book on the list is The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman. It's 343 pages. It was published in 2012. And I think you all know about that. There have been quite a lot of reviews on it. It takes place in 1926, so it's about, well, anyway, you know what it's about. Next, I have The 100-Foot Journey by Richard C. Morris, and this is 256 pages. Was published in 2010, and this one takes place in India and in France. And it has kind of a food theme running through it. Next book is The Secret of Rain and Lightning by Nancy Pickard. 320 pages, published in 2010, and it's a mystery. Next book, The Memory of Love by Aminata Forna. This one is 445 pages and it was published in 2010 and it takes place in Sierra Leone and it has won quite a few prizes and it was already on my TBR. Next, there's A Passage to India, M.E. Forrester. I think you know all about that. It's a classic and it takes place in India. It was published in 1924 and it is 376 pages. Next, we have Out of Africa by Karen Blixen. That is also a kind of a mini classic, but it's more like nonfiction. It takes place in Kenya in 1937 and is 399 pages. Next, we have Love Nina by Nina Steeb. 336 pages, published in 2013, and it is also a nonfiction memoir. After that, we have Love in the Time of Cholera and Of Love and Other Demons, both by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Of Love and Other Demons is only 160 pages, and it is basically a lot of magical realism. And Love in the Time of Cholera, you all know all about that. And I've already read that one anyway. Wasn't my favorite though. My favorite is 100 Years of Solitude. Next we have The Reluctant Fundamentalist by Mushin Hamid. And it is 209 pages, was published in 2007. And I don't need to tell you what that's about because I think you all know. The next one as well is The Amazing Adventures of Kavalier and Clay by Michael Chavon. Page count is 659. It was published in 2000. It's kind of historical fiction and it is a big Pulitzer Prize winner. I don't need to tell you what it's about. The next on my list is The Steep Approach to Gabardale by Ian Banks. 390 pages. Was published in 2005 and this takes place in Scotland and it discusses a family and their dark secrets. The last one on the list is The Kitchen House by Kathleen Grissom. It is 369 pages and it was published in 2010 and it is historical fiction about a young girl who's Irish who loses her parents on the way over to America and then she winds up a slave when she winds up in America. So that's the list complete, and yeah, so I don't know, tell me what you think. I suggested the last two, The Steep Approach to Gabardale and The Kitchen House. I kind of regret putting The Kitchen House on now that I saw Andy talk about it on her channel and she said it was a bust. So I kind of wish I hadn't put it. But anyway, there are a lot of good ones on here. I'm sort of looking towards maybe, there's maybe about 8 or 9 that I'm kind of very interested in reading. So what we're going to do is you're going to try to guess which ones you think I will choose the day of the book club. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones on here, but yeah, so you know what I like to read and you know what I'm sort of interested in reading that I haven't maybe read yet. So try to guess which ones you think I will read. If not, tell me any ones on here that you say absolutely I should read that are on this list. That's it for my list. Yeah, it's so tell me what you think about this list. Do you think it's a well-rounded list or you think it's kind of lopsided or a bit boring? Yeah. Give me your thoughts on this. You know, I've got 2 months now, or a little less than 2 months, a month and a half to come up with my 7 choices, and it's starting to be really hard. That's all I have for you today. Bye-bye.